Hey everybody, what's going on? Good morning. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys can understand me. I've got a little bit of a thing on my tongue right now, making it a little bit harder to talk, but want to get into a couple of things here because one thing happened yesterday in the NFL that on the surface of it really had nothing to do with the Seahawks, but it if you go past the surface level, there actually was a little bit of a correlation here. So let's talk about what this might mean, or maybe it doesn't mean anything. I don't know. Maybe it's just whatever. Maybe it's just people yapping. But let's take a look at this here real quick. So this is a tweet from 104.3 The Score, and they've got a video clip from James Palmer, who is a pretty reliable NFL insider, and he was talking about the DJ Moore trade from the Bears to the Bills. The Bears got a second round pick, which is actually really good for DJ Moore. That strikes me as a pretty big overpay for a player like DJ Moore. At the same time, I know the Bills are desperate and are probably in kind of a, who cares about draft picks? We can't use them well anyway mode. So I don't think it's a good trade, but I kind of understand it. But anyway, the video clip, he talks about a couple other teams that had interest in DJ Moore as well. And I'm not going to play the video clip, but one of the teams that he mentions having interest in DJ Moore is the Seattle Seahawks. They are one of the teams that he actually listed. And look, it didn't happen. Obviously, it's just at this point random trivia, if that. But it did catch my attention a little bit here, and it's definitely interesting. And I'm kind of trying to figure out what this might mean. I feel like that we can maybe learn something from this, even though it didn't happen. Now, to be clear, it didn't happen. So therefore, there's no point in talking about the trade itself, because obviously I don't think John Schneider was going to go anywhere near giving up a second round pick for DJ Moore. And even if I did suspect it, I couldn't prove it. So I'm not really talking about that. But DJ Moore, let's unpack this a little bit here. So DJ Moore has been a good player in this league. DJ Moore has had good seasons. He's had seasons where he's been a number one receiver, at least a decent one. He's had 1,000-yard seasons. He's been a better NFL wide receiver at points in his career than Rashid Shaheed has ever been. But if we actually coveted and wanted DJ Moore, I find that interesting. So DJ Moore is about to turn 29. He turns 29 in April. So getting up there, right? He is coming off the worst season of his career in terms of yards and catches. He had 50 catches, less than 700 yards. Those are the worst marks of his career. And he played all 17 games. And I know the Bears' offense is crowded, but at the same time, I think you can look at this and conclude that he is starting to enter a different phase of his career. Gone are the days of him being a almost 1,400-yard receiver. He had 3 straight years of almost 1,200 yards in Carolina. That's not really DJ Moore anymore. So you've got red flags of him being a little bit on the older side of things. You've got Pro Football Focus telling you that he's an okay player. This is his PFF page from 2025. It's okay, but it's not really anything that's going to pop off the page and tell you that he's anything more than just kind of a decent veteran receiver at this point. And then you've got the contract, which is obviously when you trade for him, you're trading for the contract, and the contract has almost $100 million worth of cap hits over the next 4 seasons, 24.5 million each of the next 4 seasons. So you would be inheriting significantly more in terms of cap hit than Rashid Shaheed is going to get, even in the best case scenario. Like, there's no way Rashid Shaheed is going to get 25 million a year over 4 years or any number of years. He could get a 1-year deal. It's not going to be 25. So, look, I'm all about and I'm all for GMs being in on everything and involving themselves on every level of the things that happen in the NFL. But this one, if we actually had interest in acquiring DJ Moore, even if we thought we could get him for a 6th round pick, I'm a little bit confuddled. And I do wonder if this represents the fact that even though it looks like we're losing Shaheed, I do expect to lose Shaheed. Maybe this team wants a prolific receiver to replace him. Maybe they're not thinking, oh, JSN and Cooper Kupp and Torrey Horton's good enough. Maybe they're in that place where they are thinking, well, it's not going to be enough for us to repeat. We need to add another really good player. And DJ Moore is still a good player. He is at this point probably still a little bit of a better receiver than Shaheed, at least in terms of consistency. There's certainly more of a track record, even if you include his not so great 2025. But I don't know. Maybe this is just an example of Schneider being involved in everything that happens, and maybe I'm reading way too much into it. But I want to be open to stuff. I want to, at the very least, open myself up to the possibility that the Seahawks are thinking about their roster a little bit differently than we assume they are. And my assumption would be that if we let Shaheed go, we're not really looking to add a big time receiver, but maybe the thought is more along the lines of, hey, Shaheed's not a good enough receiver for us to invest in. We are willing to spend big money on another receiver, but not Shaheed. And I don't know if I agree with that philosophy. I think Shaheed is a better receiver than people are thinking right now, just because he wasn't particularly productive for us last year. That doesn't mean he's not a good receiver. He was a receiver that was very explosive and made a lot of big plays for the Saints for several years. And then he went to a new team and didn't really have the chemistry with the new offense, the new quarterback. Like, that's not that surprising to me. So personally, I don't know if that assessment is correct, but maybe that's how John is feeling about things. So, what do you think? Does this mean that we're going to be in on maybe a Mike Evans 1 year deal? Does this mean we're going to go after somebody like what's the guy's name? What's the guy's name? Um, Alec Pierce. Does that mean we're going to be a little bit more aggressive in adding a receiver than I thought? Are they going to use their 1st round pick on a receiver? I don't know. Interesting. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know. I mean, a lot of you guys might say this doesn't really mean anything, and maybe it doesn't, but this is unusual. Like, there's a lot of things with DJ Moore that I thought would have made him a non-starter, but maybe the team didn't quite feel that way. All right. See you guys later. Go Hawks. Let me know what you think, and more stuff coming soon.